Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we got a special video. It's the Maytag top load washer. It's a fairly new model. The model number, if yours, start with the MVW7230. I'm pretty sure this is a video for you. This video you'll learn how to put it in diagnostic mode, pull up the error code history, and also the meaning of what each error code means. Then we're going to show you how to test each part. So say if you have a drain pump that's not working, we'll show you how to activate it. So let's get started. So now we're going to access the diagnostic mode by hitting spin temp solid 3 times in a row, and once activated the display will light up. It will display this area is for service technicians only. Just bypass that, hit delay start to bypass that, and once more delay start. So how this works, you'll hit the deep fill to cancel and delay start to start each test mode, which is here. And then to go back, you'll hit the deep fill button. And to go backwards, back and forth, you'll hit remote enable and extra range to go to the right. This is how you'll pick each test mode. So delay start to activate test. So let's go left, right, pick which one we would like to enter. This is fault history, service diagnostics, demo, exit service test mode, like if you want to exit factory diagnostic mode. So let's pull up fault history. Once there, hit delay start to enter. And right now you'll see it's pulling up stored error codes. So this is where we would go to the video to see which code goes for your error code if you get one. So hit again to display the next error code, and we have none. So repeating myself, this is a good way to find the error codes that you have. That way you can figure out what they mean and kind of troubleshoot the washer with these error codes. So let's clear these error codes. We'll just go back and hit delay start to clear. Delay start. Great. Now we'll hit deep fill to go back to these sections. So now we'll go back to fault history, hit delay start to enter, and as you can see they're erased. So you can do this if you wanted to start from fresh. So we can go back, and now let's see. Let's go over the factory diagnostic, hit delay start to enter. So now we can go back and forth by hitting this. So this is a calibration. This is a factory calibration, so you hit delay start if you wanted to start this. Factory reset, hit delay start to start it if you wanted to activate that. And then just keep on hitting to go through each section. Another calibration, delay start to hit, delay deep fill to exit. So deep fill to exit to the main screen. So now we're going to go to service diagnostic. Service diagnostic is a great way to activate certain test modes, like you can activate the sensor feedback, diagnostic cycle, which is the best one I recommend. So if you run this test by hitting the delay start, it'll do a complete cycle. It'll basically start from beginning to end. So we'll fast forward this. So say if the cold water is not coming in and it shoots the error code, it will stop in this cycle and shoot the error code for you, or vice versa. Say if it doesn't spin, it'll shoot a spin error code, and then this is where you would go to. Say at the end of this video I put all the error codes where you'll know exactly what the code mean, and then from there we can actually activate that part that says it's faulty, where you'll know if that's the part you need to order or so forth. I hope that makes sense. So you can see at the end of the cycle it does show the error code. So this is basically what it'll do for you if you have any error codes if you're running in the service test mode. So this next section of the video is going to be a list of all the error codes. So say if you have a drain pump error code, you'll see with this list what the meaning of the error code means, and then the next part of the video we'll be able to test that part to see if it's a faulty part. Error code F0E2 is usually caused by too much detergent or a bad drain pump, so that's something you would definitely want to check out. Error code F0E3 is usually caused by overload, unbalanced load, or a faulty sensor that doesn't sense the correct weight that's inside your washer. Yikes, wrong error code. It should be a 4. F0E4. If you get this code, it could be caused by a cold environment, cold water supply, faulty water thermistor, or your main control board. Error code F0E5 could be caused by unbalanced load, overloading or underloading our suspension rods. So these would be the things I would check out. Error code F0E7 can be caused by leftover items in the tub, or you can have some type of debris like small socks or anything like that stuck in between the tub, which will cause this code to happen. Error code F0E9. This occurs when there's an unbalanced load, incorrectly installed, or overloading or underloading in cycle. F1E1. This is a motor control fault. This usually occurs if you have a bad main control board or a bad motor or a cut wire, meaning a wiring harness. Error code F1E2 is the motor drive overload, meaning it could be the main control board. It could also be the clutch, which gets stuck sometimes, which can cause the motor to overwork, wiring harness, or the motor itself. F2E1 occurs when your control panel display gets stuck. So basically when you try to hit a button, it will not work, or sometimes it'll even turn on by itself and beep. So that's what the error code means. Error code F0E3 indicates overloading, unbalanced load, or faulty load sensor, or it could also be the main control board. Error code F3E2 could be a twisted hose, a wiring problem, a faulty sensor, or you can call it the mister, or a main control board. The F3E3 error code indicates the hot and cold water supply is not enough. It could be just because your water is not turned on all the way. It could be the faulty water inlet valve, which is not allowing water to get inside the tub, or it could be a faulty thermistor. Error code F5E3. This is a lid switch problem, in other words a door switch. If you get this code, it could be more likely your lid switch, or it could be the main control board which is not interacted with the door lock assembly. Error code F6E1 or E3 is a communication error. In other words, the main control board is not communicating with the motor or any type of motor control. So if you get this error, more than likely it could be your harness, motor, or motor control board. Error code F7E1. This indicates the speed sensor is not communicating with the main control board. So it could be the speed sensor, a cut wire, which means wiring harness, or main control board. Error code F7E2. This indicates that the washer could be overloaded, it's a drive motor issue, or the motor control board, or a faulty wiring or connection problem. Error code F7E3. This is engaging during wash, so this could be caused by a locked up motor, which is usually caused by the clutch on this model not allowing the basket to shift from agitation to spin, which causes a lot of torque on the motor. F7E for basket re-engagement failure. More than likely this is your clutch, and the reason why, if the clutch does not allow the tub to shift from agitation to spin, it will basically lock up the tub itself, which does put a lot of torque on the motor, and then you'll get this error code. Error code F7E6 motor open circuit. In other words, you have a defective motor. If you have a defective motor, the washer will not agitate, spin, or nothing. Most common problems is the motor itself, a cut wire from the motor to the main control board, or the main control board. Error code F7E7. This indicates drive system issue, control board issue, or worn out motor, or overload or underload washer issue, meaning if you just put one heavy blanket on one side, it would bounce around too much, not allowing it to get to the correct rate or RPM due to the off-balance load. Error code F7E8, that indicates overload washer, meaning you're putting too many clothes in the washer, causing the motor to overwork. 2. Drive motor issue, that might be a problem with the motor. 3. Motor control board problem, or 4, faulty wiring or connections. Error code F7E9, locked rotor. So this indicates that the rotor is locked, which this rotor goes on top of the magnetic field motor, which works together. So if this rotor is locked, the motor will not work. F7EA, motor phase loss. In other words, the hall sensor or basket sensor is not corresponding correctly with the main control board. F7EC, motor drive overload. This could be caused by putting too many clothes in the washer at once, or it could be caused by the rotor being locked up at the bottom or the clutch not allowing it to shift correctly. Error code F8E1, long fill. More than likely it's going to be your water inlet valve, but definitely check the hoses that goes to the washer to make sure the valves from your wall are correctly and turned on. F8E2, dispenser system failure. Not real familiar with this one, but more than likely if you're not getting the correct water which comes from the water inlet valve, this would cause this error code to occur. F8E3, overflow or flood condition. This could be caused by the water inlet valve, which could cause the water to overfill the tub, not turning off, the drain pump not pumping the water off or pumping the water out, which would then put more water in the tub. Or it could be the pressure tube or pressure switch assembly, which does connect to the main control board. Error code F9E1, long drain fault. More than likely this is going to be your drain pump. It's probably clogged, but I would just replace it. Or it could be a drain line that's kinked or has some type of debris on the inside. Okay, the next section of this video is how to test the parts. Let's get started. So if you start from scratch, you're going to go and hit these 3 buttons in sequence 3 times. And once completed, you'll hit delay start once and delay start once more. Then you press extra wrench until you get to service diagnostics and then hit delay start to enter. Now you press extra wrench, component activation, delay start. Once activated, you'll see if your door lock locks. If it does not lock, that means you probably have this error code and this door lock would need to be replaced. However, in this video the door did not lock because we had a main control board problem. So let's go deep field to go back, and then we'll hit the extra wrench button to go to the next cycle. So hot water valve, if you start this and you get no water and you have these error codes from the beginning, more than likely it's this valve. So we'll press the deep field to go out, and then we'll press over. Then we'll select drain pump assembly. So these are the drain pump error codes, and say if you activate the pump and it doesn't work, more than likely it's your pump. Here's the shifter error codes. This is the clutch. So if your machine is not shifting once you activate, more than likely it's your clutch. And just go through these cycles and you can select each one to activate. So hit deep field to exit, or just unplug the unit, give it a minute and plug back in so it can reset the software. Well, I hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe for more future tips and videos. If you have any questions, just leave in comments below and I will try to get back with you with your answers that you need. Thanks. Have a good day.